Hey, everybody. Today we're on step four on the inheriting a family home, and that is cleaning out the home and getting it ready for market. Often one of the most difficult parts.
Yes, and that's where we come in and help to guide our clients and to make it manageable and a seamless process. And so when you're getting ready to clean out the home and we meet with our clients, oftentimes we're asked a number of questions. So I gathered up a lot of the questions that our clients have asked that maybe you have about the process of cleaning out a home that maybe the family's had for 30, 40, 50 years. Where do you start? So that's number one question, Drew. Where do they start in cleaning out the home?
Well, first things first, you want to go through the home and find the most valuable items in there. And I'm talking about documentation, identifications, anything like leases, mortgages, any kind of documents you may have, or yeah,
Insurance.
insurance, anything that be related to the home. Those are the most important to find, and that would be my first stop is to look and source all that.
And then also anything that you really want to keep. So anything that you know or your siblings know that you want to keep, you want to put aside first. Um, how about number two? Second question that we're often asked that you may be wondering is how long of a time do you have to remove everything?
Well, there's really no like hard line for that. Typically, the families, if they want to get going quickly, it can be as short as like between 2 and 6 weeks. But we've had clients that have taken upwards of a year to like get settled, get through the stuff, and really like, get comfortable with putting the house on the market.
Yes, and I think it also depends on whether or not you choose to hire someone to help you, how fast it goes. Some families want to do it by themselves, which often we see takes a lot longer just because of going through all the items brings up a lot of emotions or not sure how to deal with them. And so a lot of times when we've suggested hiring a person that comes in that helps you to do that process, it goes a little faster and a little bit easier and a little bit just a little more manageable. So, number three, we have 12 questions, by the way. So, hang with us. Um, do you have to empty the home completely before selling? It's a great question. We get this one a lot.
Well, it depends on the situation. The finances may be needed that the family wants to sell the home like straight away and get it on the market. Typically, we want the house to be as best as possible when we put it on the market. So typically that can, happen pretty quickly. If you're going to leave some stuff in the house, in a couple of weeks, we can get the house on the market if it's just as is. We do suggest like cleaning it out, maybe using the garage as a storage, as a like a staging area for the items you guys are going to keep,
Mhm.
because no one really cares what's going on in the garage. Those would be my suggestions on that. Do you have anything to add to that?
Well, yeah, it kind of does depend too if you're staging it and you have really modern furniture there or some furniture that the stagers can use. Sometimes we can have some items stay and use it in staging. And then other times, like Drew said, we can move a lot to the garage and let the garage be the staging area for the items that are eventually going to be donated while we get the rest of the house, you know, painted or cleaned and staged and ready for the market. Um, I will say, though, in San Diego, in our luxury market for sure, we highly recommend that the house is emptied and staged because almost every time you will make more money
Yeah.
by having it done that way. Okay, number four, what do we do with furniture and belongings that we don't want?
Well, that's where it gets hard for the families, right? Because they're actually letting this stuff go, right? There's going to be some valuable items that they may want to sell. There's consignment stores we can connect you with all that. There's going to be items that the beneficiaries, the siblings, or whatever, they're going to want to split up amongst themselves. It's always a little bit can be contentious, but not always. And then there's donations, and then unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that ends up just as trasher, and that can be hauled away.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the four big ones.
I think too, I'm thinking about some of our clients a few of our clients have hired estate sale people to do that, and that works too. Some people have done that. We've also had some of our clients be able to take some pieces of furniture to consignment. I will address pianos. Pianos are very hard to donate, and I've seen beautiful, beautiful pianos that are hard to donate to like a Goodwill. So it's if you have a beautiful piano, um, either asking someone in the family if they want it, or maybe some of the local schools or music schools that may want it. That one does tend to have a little bit more difficulty. We just tried to donate one ourselves
Mhm.
and had to beg the Goodwill to take it. So um,
Churches are also a good spot for
churches,
that.
a good spot for that. And we do help our clients and can help you with organizing that and where items can go. And there are a couple companies in town that we recommend that do help with this. And they come into your house and they help organize that. And it just does make it so much easier. Okay, number 5, should we make repairs or should we sell it as is? This is a big question too.
Well, I think the rule of thumb, if there's any active problems going on, if there's any active leaks in the roof or any active leaks in the plumbing, or if there's something that's really active, you want to make sure we address that, because trying to sell a home with an active problem is not going to be good for you on the financial side. And then secondarily, we don't often suggest doing like major remodels. Typically it's like carpet and paint and, maybe some cleanup and maybe some appliances if they're really, really old or something like that. But we don't always suggest doing like major remodels before getting the house sold.
Yeah. And each situation is very different.
Hmm.
We have had some of our clients who have inherited homes that they were surprised and inherited the home, and none of the repairs were they prepared to be able to do. And you can choose to sell as is, and our contract actually says as is, but we're talking about as is, meaning you do have some leaks in the roof and you do have some plumbing issues going on. Homes still do sell like that. They usually just don't sell for as much money as some families hope for. We also do have some programs within our company that can allow you to make these repairs and get the home ready, almost like through a credit line, and then you pay that through escrow. So there are some options for those cosmetic
Mm.
updates and for some real repairs that might need to be done.
Yeah, we've seen some people that had some good results with that.
Yeah. Okay, question number 6. So, how much does it cost to clean out and get your home ready for the market?
Well, depends on the home,
Yeah.
right? So, a small condo can be as little as like $1,500, for to come in and clean out. And then some of these big, family homes that are here in La Jolla and coastal San Diego, I mean, they can be, up to 15,000, maybe even 20,000, depending on kind of the circumstances. But,
Yeah.
but it, every time the clients that have used somebody to help them have thanked us
Mhm.
that we helped them kind of get into that mindset, because it is so overwhelming for people.
And just to go back on that, I think at first, what I've seen with a lot of our clients, and I know this even personally, it's really hard to just let somebody come into your house and into all of your family items. And so when we recommend somebody, we are recommending someone that we know is going to be very conscientious and empathetic and be able to really help you, and not they're not strangers to us necessarily. So I think that's a big part of it, is like having a stranger come into your
Hmm.
house and look in your family items. So we do
Yeah.
try to help bridge that by introducing you to people so that you know them. And we had a gal that has recently left, but she was almost like a psychologist. Like, she was just so lovely with all of our clients. So we really look for that in our vendors that we recommend for our clients.
Yeah. I'll just tell you a quick little story about
Mhm.
that gal that helped a friend of mine's dad that was moving out of a big home and then into a smaller
Mhm.
home. And unfortunately, his wife had passed away, and there was a giant closet full of her clothes,
Yeah.
and he didn't know what to do with it, and he was got stuck in there,
Mhm.
just kind of staring, looking at everything and not knowing what to do. And she came in and started talking to him and said, "Hey, why don't we find your wife's 3 favorite outfits, the ones that you remember her in and she looked great in. And he was able to like kind of snap out of where he was and like really look at, okay, let's find those, right? Let's find those things. So it kind of got him distracted off of the overwhelm. And then he was able to like pick those items out and kind of get through that process.
And he could keep those items
Yeah.
to remember her so
Yeah.
that it wasn't getting, removing everything. But it is hard to find which
Hmm.
ones he
Hmm.
was having trouble with that. So that was a lovely example. Okay, so now number 7, we're often asked when we present all of this to our clients, as we are to you, like,
Hmm.
well, are you going to recommend these
Yeah.
companies and handle everything for us, or do we have to do this? And so I'll let you answer that one too, Drew.
Yes, we have a lot of good resources. Obviously, we would be the prime, we would be the point of contact and we can refer to you to all these people, but we could meet them at the homes and make sure they have
Mhm.
access to the home and all that. So yes, we have a great list of vendors from handymen to cleaners to painters and roof people and everything you might
Mhm.
need to get the house ready, ready for sale.
Well, and just on that, a lot of our clients who have come to us have been, they live out of state
Oh,
or they live
yeah,
there. We've had quite a few homes where the parents lived here and the adult children inherited the home, and that one was in Switzerland and then all over, their siblings all over. So they weren't here. And we were able to do all of that with them. We do a lot on FaceTime and video and was able to coordinate getting an entire house cleaned out. I mean, and this job was a big job. There needed to be paper shredding and a shredding truck come, and so we could coordinate all of that and get professional cleaners out to the house and carpet and paint. I think we didn't do paint, but we did new carpet, and the actual sellers who inherited the home were not even in town, so we do offer that service
yeah,
as well.
yep.
Okay, number 8. Do we need to clean or update the home before listing? And this is kind of a repeat question, but this is like, well, what would we update if we were going to do something? What would we recommend?
I mean, what we talked about before, we'd help you just, determine like, okay, is carpet and paint just enough? Is
Yeah.
there some other flooring areas that need to be upgraded? There's maintenance things that could happen. Maybe a handyman or something like that could come in and get some things squared away. So we do help with all of that.
Yeah, I think it's easy to just in your mind if you're wondering or this is a future that you're seeing for yourself is that really like interior paint is common, carpet cleaning or replacement, landscaping cleanup if there's
That's right. Yeah.
landscaping, and the idea of staging. Now there are some virtual staging that's going on now too, so that could be an option. But it homes that are staged with the paint and new carpet and professionally clean are night and day. And so that's always what we recommend if possible.
Yeah, because these days everybody shops digitally before they actually see the home,
Yeah.
right? So if they can envision what that living room is going to look like, it's really impactful for people when they walk in and they see this, beautifully staged home. It's not how anybody lives, right? Because it looks like a hotel room kind of when you're in there, but it does give you a feeling of, okay, this is a beautiful home and this is a family home.
And that will bring more buyers
Yeah,
to the house to see it when they see it
yeah.
online, staged and clean. And so it just is, it's a better marketing tool for
Yeah,
you.
and it also provides confidence for the buyers because the
Yeah.
buyers walk in and they feel like, okay, this house has been taken care of, which is a big thing for on the buyer side.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, number 9, who pays the ongoing expenses now that you've inherited this home and you're preparing it to sell? How is that taken care of?
Well, it's typically paid by the beneficiaries, right? So, like, we try to help you keep costs down as much as possible, but those upgrades would be paid by the beneficiaries, then services and things like that. I mean, some of the services we can have paid through escrow, depending on how it's set up, but typically it's the beneficiaries that pay
That pay
or the heirs,
And
right?
then also the ongoing payments for the home itself. So property taxes, those often do get paid through escrow, but if those are late or due, you would need to pay those. Insurance, you would
Mm,
continue your insurance. You always do continue your utilities and water. So like your gas and electric and water, and then any ongoing maintenance. So if you're, have a pool and landscapers that were coming, then you'd want to keep them going while you're, if you can,
mm.
during the sale. This is why like so many families prepare to sell. And when we help them, they sell efficiently and quickly because we keep all of that going with
Yeah.
them and remind them, that that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And again, some are not here. So you don't know if you're not looking at the house that
Mhm.
the landscaping needs to be, the yard needs to
Yeah.
be, cut
Yeah.
and that. Number 10, we are getting close to the
Woo.
end, you guys. There's just a couple more questions. What personal items should we make sure not to throw away?
Well,
That's
those are going to
another
be
good
yeah. I
question.
mean, there's going to be every situation is going to be different, right? Where there's going to be homes that are full of beautiful art and full of expensive things that the family members are going to most likely want to hold on to, right? And it's going to be kind of a case by case basis. There's certainly homes that, that the beneficiaries don't want a lot of the things there. So we always just kind of take it as like one step at a time. You go in and do like an inventory of the home and then provide that to the beneficiaries or the heirs and kind of see what they want to do. That's assuming that they're not here.
Mhm.
If they are here, then we go through the home with them and we can chart what they want to keep and what they want to not keep. And if there's a I don't know, we set that aside for a little bit and that can just sit there for a little bit.
Yeah. And of course, we've already mentioned this, but we'll mention it again. All of those important documents, like your trust documents, your will documents, insurance documents, tax returns. I'm going to add family photos, any heirlooms, you want to set those aside. You definitely don't want to throw those away. And also, if you end up hiring an estate sale person to come through, one thing that we have seen happen is if you do think you have any antiques or anything that is maybe a really expensive piece of art, you're not sure, talk to us about that and we can help get somebody to come out and price it for you.
Yeah.
Because once you sign a contract, I believe with an estate sale company, that is then part of the sale. So you want to make sure that what you have there is not a family heirloom that's now an antique and worth a
Yeah.
lot of money.
Yeah.
So some people don't know that, and we can help you with finding someone to look
Yeah,
at
like we have a great
items.
jewelry appraiser, right? She's
Yes,
awesome. She can come
yes.
in and take the whole collection and
Hmm.
kind of give you an idea of like what things are worth and give you a
Yeah.
breakdown. Does, there's a fee to that, but it's well worth it when you
Hmm.
don't really know what's going on with the
Hmm.
jewelry. So that's just an example of how to handle some of that stuff.
Yes. And so number 11,
Okay.
can we sell the home before everything is cleaned out? And we kind of talked about this too, but it comes up again and again. Do we
Yep.
have to clean it out? Can we sell it without?
Well, of course you can sell it without, right? You can just put it on the market as is, clothes in the closet, all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't suggest that if you can do it. I would suggest cleaning out the home. If you can't, and you're just like, okay, everything there's just gonna go, and we need to get this on the market ASAP. Of course, we can do it that way. Dollar for dollar, it's usually worth to put in a little
Mhm.
bit of money into the home and get it cleaned out because you'll see an increase in price. But you know, uh, we can sell a home in any condition.
Well, and I'm going to add on to we've recently had a client, we've had a few clients that have inherited homes that have tenants.
Mhm.
And so,
Oh yeah,
and leases. And so we can't clean that out. You can ask the tenants if they would, do that or hire a landscape. You can do some of the clean out if they're willing to, but if they're in a lease, we do sell homes that have been inherited with tenants. Then you can sell it with a lease.
Mhm.
And so, and we have a few that are going to happen this year that way. So, they may not be cleaned out. So yes, the answer is yes. There's different reasons for that.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, I'm coming to the last question. So, this is a big one too. How do we make this process easier emotionally?
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
so everybody, well, not everybody. I'm not going to generalize.
a lot.
A lot of the family homes,
Yeah,
it's a very emotional
yeah.
transition, right? Someone has unfortunately passed away.
Mhm.
You're back in the family home. You have like the four or five big key kind of stressors on people. You have family and money, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, some
Someone's passed
someone's
away.
passed away, and you have the grief that goes along with that.
Mhm.
You have all the belongings that are in there, so it can be an emotional time for
Yeah,
everybody, and those emotions come out in many different ways, right? And
yeah.
we're here to help with that because we're good at this. We've done quite a few of these, and we have some really good. We're great at communicating,
Mhm.
right? That's a big part of how our business is operates is that we're great at communicating. I mean, I answer my phone all the time as much as possible. So we're here for you guys, and
And
we'll
we've
get
been doing this a long time.
yeah,
So we've been doing real estate 13
yeah,
years. I'd
yeah,
say more than half of our homes that we've sold have been working with families.
for sure.
So we definitely know the emotional part of that and know how stressful it can be. So
Absolutely.
I hope this video helps you guys if you're watching it because you've inherited a home, or maybe you are going to be inheriting a home here in San Diego. And if you have questions, you're always welcome to reach out to us and call us.
Yeah, and I always suggest at the end of every video we do, if you're leaning towards having a home that's going to be you're going to inherit, is to call us early
Yep.
because so we can help you with the process all the way along.
Getting it started
Yeah.
ahead of time.
Yep.
Yes.
All
All right.
right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.